Hey, what's up guys? What's going on? Back with another video, and today I kind of wanted to talk about cameras, but give me a second. Alright, so make sure I'm back in focus. There we go. That's good. So I want to talk cameras and what a camera is to you, what it is to me, what you hope to get out of it, exactly what your use is going to be out of it. A lot of people get caught up with the reviews, and they get caught up with the just the tech rush, of something new and interesting, and they think that they need it. But sometimes you get a lot of buyer's regret when you go out and you buy these cameras, or you pick a camera based on what everybody else is saying about a camera, but you have no actual grounds or no actual idea what you really need for what you want to do. So for example, like if somebody's big as Casey Neistat says, hey, I'm going to use the Sony A7 III because look at my work, you know what I mean? Like, this is, it does really great for what he does, so he endorses it. But then you have somebody that, he shoots a lot of outside things, he shoots a lot of interesting things as well, but you'll have somebody that maybe wants to do more videos like this. Maybe that'll work good for them because they're doing a lot of close-ups. They don't want to have to worry about manual focusing, and a Sony A7 III could make that very, very possible. Then you'll have people that say, well, no, I want to go with a Canon, more specifically like a Canon R or RP, because it has faster, better autofocus, but the technical specs of the actual camera is meh. And it's the most expensive choice. So usually when I tell people, I'm shooting with a GH4, but shooting right now is a GH5 with a Sigma 18 to 35 1.8, and I choose the GH5 simply because I just like the look more. I'm actually more experienced with Panasonic cameras. Even though Canon was my first camera. But other than that, I mean, I like all of the brands. I would like to try them all. But for people that are searching for a specific type of camera, just know that there is no perfect camera, and every camera does a certain thing really well. Like when you look at all these companies like Canon, Panasonic, Sony, who else is out there? You know what I mean? Fuji. When you look at all these competitors, they all have something really, really good that they do, like very, very well. Like Canon, for example. Canon, in my opinion, out of all the companies, they were the ones who took like the autofocusing and that's what they're really, really known for as far as their top end products. Like it's really, really good with autofocusing on facial subjects, people, faces in front of the camera. It's really, really good. It's exceptional. It's probably the best, arguably. And then you have, you'll have Panasonic, which is great for, I believe, in my opinion, is probably like IBS or in-body stabilization. They're really, really good at it. You know what I mean? Their autofocus is not so great. I was actually starting to shoot this video with autofocus at first, not with anything that you've seen, but I didn't like the way it was hunting, because the GH5 is probably better with autofocusing if you use a Panasonic lens, a native lens. But when you're using a speed booster and then the lens, the speed booster really messes up the natural autofocusing abilities of the camera. So, and unfortunately, I don't have a native lens, so autofocusing for me is just not, it's non-existent. basically kind of with this camera. And I know it's usable, but like I said, you probably have to have a native lens. I've seen them work pretty well with a native lens, so that might be it. But why are you getting a camera? You know, for me, I would love to shoot more outside vlogs and stuff with a camera that has great autofocus, and that's always been one of the things that I've wanted. So for me, I've been looking at, you know, the Sony a7 III and the Canon EOS R. The RP looks good, but the autofocusing is a bit slow. I'll probably say the autofocusing, the autofocus on the RP is probably just as fast or about as fast as the Sony a7 III. So, and they're both pretty good. Once they find focus, they usually stay in focus pretty well, from what I've seen. But, you know, I thought the Sony a7 III was expensive. But the freaking, you know, the EOS R is just as expensive. You know, the RP is a pretty decent price, $12.99. But I don't know if it's enough to try it out, you know what I mean? Like, but those are the two that I'm looking for, that I would like to try to use for more vlogging and stuff like that. I know, like I said, the EOS R is like, you know, I think it does like 4K 30. It's not very impressive, it's, you know, on paper, if you look at it compared to like Sony and GH5, but it can produce some really quality videos, especially if you use like an Atomos Ninja 5, which I really want. You know, if you can record ProRes the way it does, I mean, the footage looks crazy. So trying to get the best out of your equipment that you may already have is probably the best priority before upgrading. Try to do everything you can with what you got first before you start making changes, because sometimes when you upgrade too quickly, you will see that at some point you'll realize, oh damn, I could have did that with my other camera, you know what I mean? And that's kind of the dilemma that I'm in right now. Like I said, I've been shooting on Panasonic gear for a while now, and I'm getting that itch to go back to Canon or to try out a Sony, because like I said, in the next 5 or 6 months, I'll be having I'll probably have a I will have a Sony FS5 Mark II. So I'm in that dilemma where it's like, okay, I'm eventually going to be using a Sony. I know this. Should I just go ahead and adopt Sony full time now and start getting used to Sony now, or do I still keep my workflow, which is pretty light at the moment? Should I keep the variety? You know what I mean, for special shots? Because one thing I don't want to have, I don't think I'll have regret getting either one, but what I don't want, I guess, is to sell off all my gear, adopt another one, and then kind of be disappointed after that little honeymoon phase when you get something new and you get into the frustration. You know, you get into the frustration of working with new hardware, learning the menu system. You know, things like that get really frustrating when you're trying to produce a certain look and get a certain vibe to your videos that you have in your mind, and you're trying to manifest it when you can easily do that with, you know, your older gear, because you know it so well. So it's important to pick out a camera that you know you get very major concerns out of the way, you know, before you just make a purchase. So if you say, okay, like for me, for vlogging and stuff like that, instead of using the GH5, GH4, I would love to use a system that has great autofocusing, you know, good dynamic range, and overall it's gonna look crispy as hell. And, you know, if I can get that, then I will feel much better about using that product instead of trying to make the old stuff work the way I want it to and not really getting the result that I need. You know what I'm saying? So do that. Identify the needs that you want, that you have, that you need. Identify all the things that you really, really want in a camera, and then try to narrow the playing field by looking at the pros and cons of each, comparing them all. And when you do that, I guarantee you'll feel much better about the purchase that you're gonna make. I would say in my personal use of both of these cameras, I would say that, oh, sorry, kicked the camera. I would say that it has come down to me, the next possible step to getting the best video that you can would probably be to look at the focal lengths at which you film. So for example, if you're a vlogger, you know, you probably want something pretty wide, but not distorted so much, and you want to be able to capture more than just your picture profile or your portrait. So you would probably look at something along the lines from a 10 to a 10 to 20 range, millimeter range, which is very, very obtainable. You know what I mean? That's the kind of look that you want. If you were a product reviewer, you know, you may want to look at some of the more extended ranges as far as lenses go, from 35, 25 even, and higher, because you'll get those really nice macro looking shots with the, you know, with the bokeh in the background, blurry, get a nice sharp lens or something, if that's what you kind of want. But try to cover all your focal lengths should be what you should try to do. So being able to cover a focal length from a low end all the way to a high end, right? So for me, for example, I have the old Panasonic, what do you call it? The 7-14 on here, the little shorty. And this, like I said, is a 7-14. It covers everything. I can like put this right here and it will show a lot, you know, and it won't look so distorted. You know, it looks very, very good. There's a faster version out, obviously, from Olympus right now, but not worth the money in my opinion at the moment to get something like that. It's really sharp though, so I've still got my eye on it. The other lens is what I'm filming with right here. The what is this? Oh yeah, the Sigma. I'm about to say Samyang. The Sigma 18-35 1.8, super awesome lens in my opinion, and that covers that low to, you know, 7 to 35 millimeter range, you know what I mean, for me. Plus you got the speed booster, so, you know, it gives you that little bit extra wide. And so now, you know, kind of what I really want, what I'm really gonna get is actually, I'm waiting for it. This lens is great for vlogging, but it's not really great for like quality shots. You know what I mean? Like it's a f4, I believe it's a f4. So it's not very sharp. Like it doesn't have that crispy look. It just captures everything wide and kind of everything at the same focal length. So it's good, but if you want something that's more kind of dramatic, go for something else. And what I'm going for right now is the Tokina 11-16, or you can check out the 11-20, which is probably a little bit faster lens, and you get a little bit more on the top end, that top range at 20 millimeters. So that's a good lens, super quality because it's a 2.8, and with the speed booster, if you're using the speed booster, that will bump that down to 2.0, I believe. 2.0 is what you'll be able to film at. Just like with the 18-35 Sigma, it's a 1.8 lens, but since I'm using a speed booster, I can you know, get it all the way down to 1.2. You know what I mean? So it's really good to have all your links covered, and different types of lenses for different types of looks, obviously, that you want. Some people like just the wide open look, and it does look good, especially if you get a Joby pod. But like I said, depending on the look that you want, it's going to determine what kind of lens you should be looking at. So, you know, it is what it is. These things can get really deep really quick, but the first thing you really just need to do, like we were talking about, is just identify what you want out of a camera, and then that helps your selection process that much easier. And then you can get into lenses and the type of look that you're looking for, and that will lead you into your journey of being a camera and lens whore. So other big thing that's really important, if you're going to be filming indoors, is your lighting. Right now I'm using the, let's see, can you see? I'm using the Falcon Eyes, I believe it's the 28. I got the SO28TD. Remember that. And it's on, I think it's on about close to about 3,000 Kelvin, and nice light. You know, you can go all the way up to 5,600, and I think it's only on like 30% power. So this thing is pretty cool. I'm going to do a review on it. There's plenty of them out there though if you want to see it. I'll do a quick review on it at some point when I'm filming, probably with this little guy, and get you to look at that as well. So, you know, lighting is everything, and right now I was waiting on this light because before that I had no other lights. Like it's just, I got rid of my old, super old lights that I had in Germany, got rid of those, and I'm in the process of getting another one. So I need to probably get an actual soft box that puts out a decent good light that can match and help me with this Falcon Eyes, or get another Falcon Eyes one, you know what I mean? So I was actually concerned about this one because this is the smallest one that they had. I think it's about 12 inches in diameter. They have two more sizes. I think it's like a 48 and a 60 or something like that, but they get quite pricey. This one was like about $189 off Amazon. The next one is about $3 something, I believe, and the biggest one is about, I think it was around like $500. So, you know, I'm happy with what it does and what it can do. So, you know, that's a big help. But I would like to really get, you know, a different variety of lighting. So probably gonna be ordering another 1 or 2 lights possibly here soon, and see how that works. But hopefully you guys have got a good understanding of what you should kind of look for with your own creative style, shooting style, to find out what kind of camera you like, and what kind of camera you want. And I would also suggest, which I'm probably gonna do here in a little bit today, I ordered my lens, my 11-16 DX2, and it was supposed to come today. It got delayed, so it's gonna come on Monday. I'm pretty disappointed because I'm so excited to shoot that lens. But I think I'm gonna go to the camera store and actually rent some gear, because there are some lenses that I want that are really expensive, and I don't want to save up all the money, buy it, and then not like it as much as I thought I was gonna like it. So I would suggest you go rent some gear before you buy it, just so you can test it out and you can know what you really want, you know what I mean? So that's what I really want to do. I'm gonna check out maybe some native Panasonic lenses and check them out on this, you know, on the GH5, and see how they work, because native lenses should probably work better than you know, other lenses. So we'll see if that is the case. Probably gonna try out like a 12-35, just to see, you know, if it's really good. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. But yeah, identify what you like in cameras, and that's how you narrow down your, that's how you narrow down your selection process. And you'll ultimately be happy. You won't have buyer's remorse. It's important. Buyer's remorse sucks. It's nothing worse than buying an expensive piece of equipment and then realizing that it's nothing that you thought it was gonna be. Just my 2 cents. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you later. Oh, and before that, so I think somebody asked me yesterday what microphone I'm using. This is the Rode NTG2. So hopefully it sounds good. Running it through a Tascam. I probably need to go back and look at the settings all over and change the settings up, but I usually don't mess with any of the audio in post. I probably should, just to get every bit of quality out of it, but by itself it's pretty good, I think. And for vlogging, obviously I don't use that, but for vlogging I use this little guy. I can't remember if this is the Rode mic, video mic, or the Rode Mic Pro. Like, I don't know which one it is. I really don't remember. Oh, Video Micro. So I probably need to upgrade that because it doesn't sound bad. It sounds good. Way better than onboard, but it could be better. And then they have some new models that are a lot better now. So I'll check that out too. But anyways, I'll catch you all in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.